Hello, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to nwAno Live Brokers. It's a Saturday program that we do every weekend, 7 p.m. UK time. Once again, welcome. If you look on the screen, you want to discuss this evening abusive father and his children. Should I allow my abusive husband access to our kids? If it's the first time you're joining us on nwAno, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. We are also live on nwAno on Facebook. So in all these platforms, we are live there. You can choose what you want to watch and what you want to, interact and what you want to contribute to the program. There's a number on the screen, +44 744 982 3879. That's the number. It's a WhatsApp number to call to join the program. Once again, welcome. As you all know that we've been discussing absent fathers, the role of fathers and so on for a couple of weeks now. Someone asked if she should allow his abusive partner access to his children. As they are separated due to his possessive and abusive behavior. She asked if she should allow his abusive husband access to their children because of his abusive possession and abusive behavior towards her. She said that she knows that their children needs their father in their lives, but she's so scared of what he can do to those children. He got a hot temper, and when he's angry, he can be violent towards her and the kids. So she confided in me as she's thinking of what to do. She asked if I can ask my audience for advice on what to do. So the line is open. I would like to know what you thought. I would like to know what you're thinking. I would like to know your opinion. If you are in this situation, if you are this person, what is it? What can you do? What is it? What step will you take? What step will you take? That's what you want to know this evening. And the line is open. It might not be a husband. It can be a boyfriend. It can be a girlfriend. It can be a partner, whoever. But she's asking, it's a lady that asked this question, if she should allow access. So the line is open. Like I said, you can call me. Let me know what you're thinking. The line is free. Call nwAno now. The line is free. Okay, this is a complicated issue because it's a very complicated issue. Why did I say that? Because of the children involved. Domestic violence of any sort is not acceptable, whether it's against a woman or a man. On this platform, we always criticize on many occasions, we always criticize if a man or a woman laying their hands on the other person. We always criticize that. We never supported that. Some people that the only way they know how to communicate in a relationship, the only way they know how to relate or talk to the other is through violence, through being physical to the person, or through, being abusive to that person. Understand? And because of that, it can even hurt the person on the process. The only way they can communicate to their wives, their partners, and even their children is through being violent towards them. Like I said, it's not acceptable. Understand? So this kind of behavior always makes it more difficult. It makes it difficult. even in the Western world, even here in the Western world, it makes it more difficult when on how to decide the custody of the children involved. When the judge or even in the court, they're thinking of the welfare of the child. They're also considering the safety of the mother or the parent that is involved in, in that domestic abuse. So they make their decisions based on that. As they are considering the safety of the child, they're also considering the safety of the woman or the man involved in that situation. Understand? So especially if this relationship or the breakdown in that relationship is it's about abuse, it's about domestic abuse or violent abuse, they take it seriously. They take it so seriously because understand once the children are involved, for the custody, they make sure that the person is in the right frame of mind. They consider if the child welfare, if anything can have, maybe if there will be any harm or anything that will happen to the child, they will try their best not to. They try their best to make sure that this person, the abuser, will not have access to the child. In some instances, they will they will not grant the man or the woman access. They will not grant them access. They will not even grant them or the custody or give them the custody of the child because of that violent behavior and violent attitude and something like that. It's difficult. Well, depending on the judge involved, sometimes the the judge sometimes the judge can grant access to the person on the supervision. They can grant access only on supervision. You know, if the judge deems it fit that this person would not harm the child, as they checked and look into it and find out that there's no threat, there's no harm or anything that will befall the child, or nothing will come to the child's well-being. You know, they might even allow visitation, at least. You know, so it's a very difficult situation, even here in the Western world. Understand? I understand where this lady is coming from. I understand the fears and everything. What are the guarantees that if she gives access to this man, if she gives access to this person, he will not harm the child or herself when exposed to threat? Understand? That's what she's thinking. What are the guarantees? What are the guarantees? You know, like I said, the line is open. I would like to know your thought. Should should she give access? She should give access to her husband. She should give access. She should allow her husband access to their kids. You know, what do you think? I would like someone to call me. I need a honest opinion. I need a honest. I need I want you to tell me if you find yourself in this situation, in what ways will you handle it? How can you take control of the situation? In what ways will you be, how will I say, be positive, calm, and still put into consideration of the the, the man's the man's feelings and the man's and the child as well involved their feelings. Having in mind that the man in question will like to be a part of the child's upbringing, part of the child's life. He wants to be in his child's life. But the lady, she's scared. She's afraid because of his abusive behavior. She said that when he's angry, he doesn't control his temper. He's always being abusive and violent towards her, sometimes to the children. And because of that, she's scared of giving access. But she's trying to find out because he's been pestering her that he needs access. He wants to take care of his children. He wants to have custody of the children. Sometimes he wants the children to visit. You understand? So that is a dilemma. That's what the problem is. And she's scared that she's still worried about the children well-being. She's worried about the kids' well-being. What would she's asking if she should give access? You know. So the line is open. I'd like you to call me. Call me. Let me know what you think. What do you think? If you're this person, in what way will you handle it? You know, I'm not going to be biased here. You know, this she knows this man better than anyone. She's been living with him. She knows everything about him. She knows a first hand insight in his attitude. Understand? I will ask the only thing I might say is that if the parents of the child, if the parents of the man is still alive, if they are aware of the relationship, you understand? I think maybe what you do is you let the parents know about what is happening. Let them know what is going on in your relationship, what is happening. Maybe I'm just asking if case, maybe if the parents they are now aware of what is happening, because I know that many people they don't like to bring third party into their relationship, especially bringing their in-laws, bringing their parents or some friends into their relationship. They don't want people to know what is happening in their house. So they keep everything inside. They keep everything in-house. So when you get to that stage, so you know there's nobody gonna know what is going on. Understand? But I think is the time that you should call them, let your in-laws know, or let them know what is happening, how their child or their son is behaving, and let them know what your fears and everything. Let them know what is happening. If they are good in-laws, if they are good parents, they will make sure they will find a way to settle the problem. They will have their they will have their grandchildren interest at heart. And because of that, they would make sure that those grandchildren are protected. Their safety will be taken care of and everything. You will talk to them, let them know. I think they will reconsider. They might even call their son and talk to him and find out what is really happening. If like I said, if they are good parents, they will seek help. Might even suggest counseling to their son. Let him go and seek help. They will make sure that it will not happen. That no harm will befall you. Understand? I think if their parent, if the person's parents are still alive, you need to let them know what is really happening. Like I said, here in the Western world, it's quite different because the social services get involved. It might go to court, and once it goes to court, due to the violent situation, due to the violent aspect of the abuse, it's gonna be difficult for the man even to take custody of the children, and two, he might get to the stage where he will not have access, depending on how abusive and how his character is and all that. It's difficult. Understand? How you get what I'm saying? So if you talk to the parents, they might help. They will find a way to help in this situation. You understand? You know, like I said, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this. The line is open. Call me. Let me know. What is it that you work? What advice will you give? What do you think? Understand? Because they when children are involved in any relationship, especially if a man wants to take custody of the children, and if the man in a when the relationship break down to the extent of separation, to the extent of divorce or something like that, is difficult, especially if children are involved. you know. But when they're being abusive, being violent towards the other person, it makes it difficult. It makes it hard as well. It makes it very, very hard. Understand? Especially if the other person is taking notice, if the other person is taking notes or have proofs, have proofs of what is happening, have proof to show that he or she is being abused, he or she is being violently abused. It's difficult when police and court, social services are involved. It's very, very difficult. Understand? Because the first thing they will check is the well-being of the child, the well-being of the children involved in that relationship, and they'll make sure that they are taken care of. Understand? Also, they will make sure that the person that is being abused, they will think about the person's well-being as well when they are deciding on whatever they are doing. You understand? I'm just being general here because men and women are abused. It doesn't matter. Some women be abused men, some men abused women. You understand? But the situation is the children are involved in this. And it's a lady that wanted to know on what to do. It's difficult situation. You understand? You can also, I think the lady, what she should do as well is you should try to communicate to the man. If he can listen to you, call him, talk to him, find a way in where you can relate to. Talk to him, let him know how you feel. Let him know your fears. Let him know what you have in mind, the things that you were expecting, and things that why you don't want him to have access to the children. Let him give you assurances. He might promise you that nothing of such will happen again or something, but I know that most people or some abusers sometimes it's difficult for them to change and all that. Having in mind that what you said that this person is hot tempered, that when he's angry, he cannot control himself, which means that he needs help. He needs counseling. He needs to seek help. Understand? But communication, if you communicate to this person and talk to the person and let him know your fears, why you're having a doubt of allowing him access to his children, that you are afraid of, you are worried he might harm the children, and you try to protect the children from him, something like that. Communication sometimes does do wonders. Some communications sometimes do wonders. You never know what he can do, what he can change. You never know. Because he might not even know the reason why you are avoiding, you don't want him to have access to the children. He might not know what you're thinking. You might not know what you have inside of you, why you don't want him to do that. He might be thinking that you just want to be mean, or you just want to get back to him. That's the reason why you don't want him to have access to the children. You don't want him to call the children to come close to him, because he doesn't know why. He doesn't know your fears. He doesn't know the reason why you're doing that. But once you can talk, once you can communicate, once you can let him know, even if you are still afraid of doing that, he can bring in third party. Can, like I said, you can talk to his parents. All of them sit together. You explain to them what is happening, and this is the reason why you are afraid of allowing him back into your life and then back into your children's life. Understand? Because he's a violent man. He's abusive, and all those kind of things is it's not good. That you are afraid for your children's well-being or something like that. Then the parents will know, and the person will be, when even if he promised you that something like that will not happen, at least you have a witness. Understand? He might even go to the extent of asking him to put it in writing, something that, so that you have a proof to show that yes, something like that. These are the things, because it's a very, very complicated situation, especially when children are involved. The children might not understand what is happening, and in future they might even like try to, you know, blame their mom that she didn't want them to have access to their dad, or she didn't want them to have their father in their lives, without knowing the reason why. But when it's like that, when you have a proof, you have something to show to them. This is the reason why he didn't want them to have access to their dad. That their dad was this, it was that, there was something like explain to them what's really happening. But if you just like take a decision on yourself, on your own, doing that, they might not know. And the parents of the man, if they are still alive or something like that, they might not know the real what is going on. Your friends or people around you might not even know as well. They will be thinking that you just being wicked towards this man. Do you understand what I mean? But being open and letting them understand what is happening might go a long way to solve a lot of things. Understand? Like I said, the line is open. I would like you to call. Would like to know here your own thoughts, your own opinion. What do you think? Understand? What do you think? In what ways would she settle, or she handle this situation? Because it's a very complicated situation. It's a very complicated issue. It's something that is happening. It's happening that most people might not tell you what is happening to them. It's something that most people, they just put it under the carpet. They keep inside. Understand? Because they don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to confide in. Especially now, social media is out there. Some people, you can tell them something in confident. You can tell them something, believing that they can help you out. And then they will use your name and spread it out there on the social media. Put it out there so that people will know. Understand? So, but like I said here, it's a difficult situation. It's a very difficult situation. Like I said, it's good to communicate. It's good to talk to this person. It's good to talk. It's good to be open. Speak out. Talk to people around you. You never know who can help. You never know, because being in an abusive relationship, or being in a violent, especially when the relationship get to a violent stage, that someone is being abused violently on a daily basis. There is a punching, there's hitting, scars, and something like that, which can lead to something. Can lead to brain damage. Can lead to someone dying or something. A lot of people have died through that. You know, understand that children are involved. It's a difficult situation. Understand, and I know where she's coming from. Yeah, I don't know where she's coming from. Like I said, the line is open. Call me. Let me know what you think. What is it? How can she handle this? How can she handle this? How can she handle this? I said already, I said in the Western world, they will consider the child's well-being. Also, they will consider the this the lady well-being, the woman's well-being. You understand? They will, before even they make any decision, especially if the police are involved and this case goes to court, something like that. They'll consider their well-being before they make any decision. If the man is violently, if he's someone that is violent and has a hot temper and it shows through his actions or something like that, sometimes it's difficult for him to even have access and having the custody of the child. And if to the extent that the judge decided that okay, he just want to be lenient to the man, they can give him, they can just like allow him access, but through supervision. So he has to be supervised. Understand? Which is not really good. You know how he is. You understand? So it's difficult. Understand me? It's a very, very difficult situation. And I know that part of the world, especially some part of Africa, rule of law is not visible. Rule of law is not visible. What I mean is that the rich and the mighty are above the law. They're above the law. In some countries, you can buy your way out of anything. You can buy your way out of anything once you have money. You use your money to buy your way out of anything. Some women and kids are abused on a daily basis by the people that are supposed to protect them. They are being abused on a daily basis by people that are supposed to protect them, people that they call their own, people that are supposed to take care of them. Understand that these people are using the opportunity to abuse them because they can do that, because they have the money. They can protect themselves. Nothing can happen to them. You understand? And even to the extent, you know. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to nwAno.
Good evening. Johnson calling from Nigeria.
Hello. Yeah, Johnson, welcome. What if
Evening.
good evening. If we are discussing a lady, I don't know if you listened to started. A lady asked her if she should allow her abusive husband access to their kids because of the man's hot temper and the possessive and violent behavior towards her. So she confided in me in private, and she said I should ask my audience and what she can do if
The,
something like that. So I would like to know, what do you think? Use your own, what do you think she can do
the
in this
case,
situation?
yeah, the keys are for both of them,
Okay.
So they should put their differences aside from their keys.
Mm-hmm.
The woman should not deprive from having access to their children. Meanwhile, in a home,
Mm-hmm.
if you have the keys or the children, you have the one that will be close to their dad. You
Mm-hmm.
have the one that will close to their mom. It's not so if the two people or the husband and wife or the two parties having any differences, they should not relate it or bring it to their kids because the wife have the love for the kids. Also, the husband have the love for their kids. So you should not deprive the man. Rather, if they are having an issue that lead to separation, understand?
Mm-hmm.
They can go to welfare. If they didn't go to welfare,
Mm-hmm.
the woman can quietly live or have her own apartment where she will have her comfort, but she will not deprive the husband, or if the case is for the wife should not deprive. I'm putting it both, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they should not deprive each other to have access over their kids. Understand? I
Okay.
don't see the reason why you drive them, because any child or each child need that parental upbringing or parental love.
Okay.
Understand? Even if they are the tender age, the case or the situation occur.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are there, the child knows his or her father. Understand?
Okay.
In school, whenever they discuss about their, in school, kids, they do discuss about their parents.
Okay.
Understand? So the child in question, or they would like to communicate with his own dad. So if the mother or the dad want to deprive any of them the access, the children in question will not be happy. They can showcase it through their character or through any means. They may be asking you, Mom, where is my dad? Or Dad, where is my mom? I want to see her. They can, that disturbance, when it continue occurring,
Mm-hmm.
you see the woman would like to, it's not good to try to tell your kids lies. She will try to pretend or do. No, you should allow the child. These days, we all are due to technologies. Everybody now they are wise now. Even the kids, due to all this internet, whatever. The kids are no longer a cake or all this thing again. They need to be carried along. You can tell, see, this is your dad. Whenever you want to have access, or your dad want, you can see your dad. But me, we are having differences which at the long run will resolve. Let's assume now you deprive the dad or the mother access of seeing the kids. Maybe you have that issue and it lasted for 3 years or 5 years. Along the run, you people resolve the issue. So how will you do it now? Will those years the girl or the kids didn't have that daddy or mommy upbringing or care, and you people now reconcile? How will you do it? So that's the reason why you should allow, since the dad or the mom is not bullying the children, maybe that abusive act is only the mom. The mom, they can put their differences aside. Allow your children to have access over their dad. Allow your children to have access over their mom. Because in time to come, let's assume now they are kids. When they grow up, one of them wants to marry. Traditionally, it's the dad that will present the daughter to the bride or to the groom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there is no cordial relationship, or no cordial mixing there, you see that it will have a little problem. The kids will have a little problem. So, and in the other way around, it's not good for parents to use their differences to influence their kids or to inculcate it in them. It's not wise.
Yeah,
So
but
this issue now,
yeah, well, what
you say
if?
what?
Yeah, what I was saying that the 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 problem is that she said as well that she knows that her children need access. She knows that they need their father
Yeah,
understand in their lives, but
yeah,
she's
yeah,
she's 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 afraid of the man's temper.
yeah,
That when he's angry,
yeah,
when he's
yeah,
angry, that he doesn't control his emotions.
yeah,
He doesn't control his temper. He's become
yeah,
violent towards her, sometimes to the children. Understand?
yeah.
So in that situation, she's worried.
You know,
She doesn't know
you know,
because of the
you know,
children. Yeah.
you know, let's tell ourselves the truth.
Uh-huh.
The way the way you handle kids are not the way you handle adults, right?
Uh-huh.
No parent would like to, any genuine, when I mean any genuine loving parents, do not want to harm the kids or the children. Nobody would like to do that. Understand?
Yep.
Even if you are hot tempered, when a child in any all these things in a home, what matters is understanding. The two parties should remove that ego. Understand?
Mm.
So in a home, when you study your husband, you know how to handle him or her. Or a husband, when you study your wife, you know how to handle her. If your husband is the type and whenever you are discussing and it lead to argue or quarreling, and it gets, or the whole thing will trigger him to become aggressive. When you look at the situation, you will not leave the man. The problem the women have is when their husband is talking, they will try to talk to prove that they know, or you still have that equal right. God did not put them together. Bible say, women, you should be under your husband. You should be submissive to your husband. Whenever your husband is saying anything, even if you are wrong or right, for peace to reign, you allow it. So the woman should not have that fear, because even if the man is hot tempered, he cannot kill his own children since they are kids. Whenever he got annoyed, he will still treat them like kids, not understand, because the kids, when the man got annoyed or over their little act, the children will not try to repeat or have exchange of words with their dad. Kids, once they go wrong, they will say, "Daddy, I'm sorry, this, that, all those things." So the man temper, even if you are hardening your mind through the kiss act, your heart will be softened. So the woman should not deprive, to me, you should not deprive the man. Remove that fear. That love the woman has for the kids, the man also have the love for the kids. Unless the man is possessed or demonic, then you can think of hurting them. But once he's not possessed or demonic, he will not, once he gets angry, he will stay mellow down and listen to the kids.
Mm.
Understand?
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Okay.
So, do you have any other thing to?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you for your honest answer, your opinion. Understand? So it's I'll just
Yeah,
have to analyze it.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah.
The line is free. Call nwAno now. The line is free. Yeah. Like what he said, he just said that they they both have equal right. They're supposed to that she shouldn't deny him access to the children because the children they need their father, something like that. You know that in future if she didn't do that, maybe the children they will they will blame her for actions or something like that because they didn't have that they didn't have their father in their life because of her. You know, I don't understand where he's coming from. I understand the way he's thinking and where he's coming. Like many, I was saying something about Africa. I said in some part of Africa, understand the rich and mighty are above the law. They they can buy their way out of anything once they got money. You understand? Some because of that, some women and kids are being abused on a daily basis by the people that are supposed to protect them, the people that they claim that love them. You understand? So I in one of our in one of our broadcasts, I discussed about, you know, parents smacking their kids, beating their kids, and not be violent toward their kids or something like that. So it brings a lot of, they just said, vast ideas. People buy into beating their kids, some good and all that. At the end of the day, it comes down to individuals. It comes down to family, how they want to raise their children is their children, how they want to raise them. And if you bring that to into in the Western world, the way they protect children and protect women is quite different from the way they do that in Africa. Understand? So if you put in those kind of things into consideration, it's a very different thing. Like I said, if this person is here in the Western world and this man is being violent towards her all the time, like she said that when she's angry, when the man is angry, when he has a hot temper, and when he's angry, he always being abusive or being violent towards her and the kids sometimes. If it gets to that stage, even if the woman didn't want to call the police, the kids will even call the police. I want this, the police are get involved into the problem. The man will be get out of. They will just have to send him out of the house. And once he's out of the house, sometimes if he gets to court, he might not have access to those kids. Understand? But it's quite different in Africa. The way the society is structured is quite different. So a lot of people are going through those kind of, they're going through this kind of situation. They're going through these kind of things on a daily basis. They are even, some of them, they don't speak out. They don't say, they don't talk because the people, like I said, the people that love them, the people that claim that they love them, for example, their families, you can see some women that will have, when they have the courage, they decide that enough is enough, that they cannot accept this anymore when their husband or their partner or their boyfriend always being violent towards them, beating them up. Understand? Or they find a way, when they summon courage and just leave their house and go, maybe they go back to their parents' house. The same people, their family, the same family that they think that are supposed to protect them will start treating them like outcasts. They will they start telling them that they're supposed to go back. They should go back to their husband house and all that kind of things. They should go back there because of, and they just all in the name of marriage and bride price. Understand why this lady or who this person, if it's a man or something, they're still passing through these kind of things every day. That's what I mean. What I'm saying is that on this platform, we don't support anything violent abuse. Abuse, violent abuse is not acceptable. It's not good, no matter what, towards kids, to adults. No, violent abuse is not advisable. It's not good. I understand that sometimes women, they will make you angry, the way they will talk to you, the way they will react when you're talking to them, the way they will answer you back. Sometimes there's no respect. A lot of things, all those kind of things. Yes, we've discussed about this. And when you get to that stage, try to control your emotions. Don't get involved, being abusive, being violent towards this person. It's not advisable because the children that are involved, the children are looking at you, they're watching you, they're watching the parents. And when it's something like this happening all the time, they will think it's a normal thing. They will take it to their school, they will take it to their relationship, they will grow with it, and they will start behaving the same way. You understand? You know, this, all I will say is that, like I said at the beginning, I said she needs to communicate. She needs to call this man's parents if they are still alive. She should get them involved. She should talk to them. Let them know what is happening. Let them know how their son is behaving. Understand? Let them understand the reason and the fear she have. The fear she have that she's just she's trying to protect the kids. She will try to protect the kids from this man anger. She's trying to protect the kids from this man's abusive behavior. Understand? Something like that. Because sometimes children, they get beaten all the time, especially when they watch their mom. or they watch their parents being abused, violent. They're watching that. It's traumatic. It's psychologically, it affect them a lot. You understand? They might not have something to say. You can see some of them, they will hide and go and stay in their room, start crying. They'll close their ears because they don't want to watch that. They don't want to see their dad or their mom being beaten. You understand? They will, it's gonna stay with them, they will grow with it, and it's very, very good. It's very, very bad situation for them to be in because it affect them. It affect their emotions, it affect their well-being, it affect them psychologically, the way they think, the way they view the world is going to be different. You understand? Sometimes, the way they will behave in their relationship is just the extension of what they experienced when they were young, when they were kids. They will start behaving like that. Understand? Become a pattern. You know, that is a very, very bad situation to be in. It's very, very difficult. And a lot of women, if they open up and tell you what they're going through, like I said, it's not only women. Some men going through the same domestic abuse, going through that. And when children are involved, it's always difficult. It's a very, very big, difficult situation to be in. It's a difficult situation, especially when it leads to separation, it leads to divorce. The custody of the children, understand, is something that is going to be critical because the way it's being handled here in the Western world is quite different from the way it's being handled in Africa. Do you understand what I mean? Like I said, mostly here in the Western world, women, they always keep custody of their kids. They keep custody of their kids. And if it's happened here, and the man is a violent person, he's going to find it difficult to see his children again. You understand? Because the court will make it. They will make him. It's going to be difficult anyway. Just being violent, and he has that record. It's going to be difficult. But in Africa, it's quite different. It's quite different. The way the society perceive marriage, the way the society perceive that union, understand, is quite different. To understand, men, they have upper hand, especially if you have money, if you're influential, if you're someone being respected in the society. It's quite different. You can do whatever you want to do, and you get away with it. You can do whatever you want, get away with it. You understand? And because of that, some women, they will just do what? They will keep it inside. They will not say it out. They will not tell anyone. You understand what I mean? They will not tell anyone. I understand that they have their flaws, especially with their mouth, the way they talk, the way they see things. I understand that. Like even the gentleman said the same thing as well, that they should be calm when they talk. They don't react and all that. Sometimes it's not that easy. You understand? Because someone needs to, when things boil up, when argument boil up, they'll need to call, protect themselves. They need to talk. They want to retaliate. And that's when the other person needs to do what? Keep their emotions in check, control their emotions. Be the man is supposed to be. As a man, is supposed to protect your wife. As a man, is supposed to protect your family. As a man, as a provider, you're supposed to do what? Be the head of the family by what? Example, being calm, 100, handle the situation right and everything. Understand? So when someone is angry and when someone is you got hot temper, using that as an excuse that you got hot temper. So because I got hot temper, you beat, then when you're angry, you start beating your wife or your girlfriend, even to the extent of beating your children together at the same time. Maybe the children are asking, telling their dad, stop, 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 don't do that. And then they will start beating their children at the same time, beating them up. You understand what I mean? That is not right. That is not even a good example that you're giving to those children. It's not a good example. Understand, you're not behaving like a man. You're not behaving as like a leader. You're not behaving like the head of the family that you claim that you are. You understand? That is not right. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Because the process of beating this person, the person might fall and hit their head somewhere. It's gonna be a regret. It happens. You know. So, like I said, it's a very difficult situation. Understand? The line is open. You can call me. The line is free. Call nwAno now. The line is free. You can call me. I would like to hear your opinion. I would like to hear what you think. Or you can put on a comment on the comment section. I'll read it. I'll read them out because it's a very critical situation. Understand, especially because of the children's well-being, as well the woman's well-being as well. Understand? Most times people most times they become more defensive when you start talking about abusive relationship, when you start talking about violent relationship. Understand? A lot of people they try to find ways to justify their actions. They try to find ways to make it look right. Maybe they try to become the way they will even defend themselves. You start having pity for them. You start blaming the abuser. You understand? You start blaming the person they abuse. You understand what I mean? You know, no matter what, no matter what, you shouldn't lay your hands on any woman. No matter what. Don't even try. It's not advice. It's not right. No matter what. No matter what. You shouldn't do that. You understand? Some people say that yes, you sometimes you need to beat them up a bit for them to just to put them in check, for them to know their just to put them in check so that they will know their how will I put it? They will know that they are not, how would I say, equal or something. I don't know. They always have ways to justify their actions. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand? They put the person in his place. Well, how? I do that. Start beating them up or something like that. At the end of the day, if the lady has a respect for you before that, the respect is out of the door. They throw it out of because you're not gonna have that respect anymore. You're not gonna get it back anymore. Out of anger, you do that. Then what happens? Then you start pleading, asking for forgiveness again and again. And once you done that, you lost your control and you lost your patience and something. You start beating the lady up and all that. You know, you it's not seriously, it's not right. It's not advisable. Understand? It's not. On this platform, we don't advise that. We don't accept it. Being violent to a lady being violent to a man, it's not advisable. It's not acceptable. You understand? It's good to talk it out. It's good to find ways to settle scores. It's good to find ways to do that. It's not advisable. It's not advisable. You understand? It's not. You know, especially when children are involved. It's not advisable. Like I said, she has to do what is best for her. That's all. She has to do what is best for her. She have to find a way to make sure that she's safe, her children are safe. Because that's the most important thing. If you are alive, being safe is better than what regrets later. It's good that you are alive than regretting later. The same people that will say to you that why didn't you leave? Why didn't you let us know and all that when you're already dead? You're dead. You're not gonna come back again. You're dead. You know, it's violent abuse is a very, very bad thing. Seriously. You know, so it's better to be safe. What your mind tells you, do it. Seek help. Really, seek help. Reach out to the authorities, reach out to organizations, reach out to, you know, people that can relate to you. Don't forget to pray, seek guidance from God. will help. Try to do anything you can see there's something. Because no matter what we tell you here or whatever we do, you are the one that in the situation, you are the one in that house, you know what everything that you're passing through. You understand what I mean? So all we have to do, we just have to say based on experiences that we had when we growing up, experiences of what we had in our own families, experiences that we had in our own relationships. That's what we're gonna see. That's what the thing we see. That's what we're gonna relate to you. But you are the one that in this situation, you need to seek help. Seek seek help, really. Understand, reach out to the authorities and find let them help out. You understand? At the end of the day, yeah, I think God will make a way for you. You know, right? If you're with us to this time, I would like to say for tuning. Thank you for staying with us. Understand? Don't forget to reach out to your family members. Don't forget to share this video. Let them know about nwAno. Understand? So because the more people we get here to call, to communicate, to contribute to the program, the more views and opinions that we'll get. People will bring their ideas, people will bring their expertise to the program that we all will learn from it. You understand? At the end of the day, this platform is for us to learn, for us to change our ways, for us to be the better part of us so we can help and contribute to the society. You understand? So if you are still with us to this time, I'll say thank you. And to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. nwAno on Facebook, _JJ on Twitter, nwAno on YouTube. Understand? Once again, thank you. And I'll see you on next week, Friday.